It's kind of funny that yesterday turned out to be shifter bushing day here at Mercedessource. We had two cars that had problems with loose and rattling shift levers. And these are newer models. I could say newer models because they're not the old 300Ds, 300SDs, 126s, and so on. I've often said, and I've said this over the years, for some reason it seems like right about 18 years, when a car reaches that age, the plastic and rubber parts start to accelerate their deterioration. In other words, they fail. And I think I proved that yesterday. I knew when I came into the shop that I was going to have to do this on my SL500 because, you know, I could feel the shifter rattling. And then Jerson rolled in right behind me in his 2002 ML320. Now that's 18 years old. Okay, and this one's 21. And both of them had shift bushing failure. We decided, okay, let's figure this out. We've never done shift bushings on an ML before, and I haven't done shift bushings on the later model. Now remember, the later model with the M113 engine, the bushings are different. Guess what? They're not the same on both ends like the older models. And you've got one end, and it's not which end either. I can't say front or rear. Like in this car, the rear bushing is the harder, stiffer, wider green bushing, and on the front is the softer, narrower bushing. But on Jerson's ML, it was reversed. The hard one was in front, the soft one was in back. And we thought, oh, this is great. We can go out and test our shift bushing tool again, but we found out that this particular tool, which has been so popular in replacing shift bushings from all those models back in the late 60s right up to 1995, that this tool doesn't work on both bushings. It will work on the hardened, wider green bushing, but it won't work on this it's either green or black. It's a very soft, narrow bushing, which once again can either be in the front or the back. So that makes the production of the kit even more challenging. So we ended up having to come up with another tool. The ML was terrible, trying to reach way up in there, and even if this tool were to work, it didn't have access in there. But fortunately, that rear bushing on the ML was the soft bushing. And that's what this tool's for, a new tool, to help you get that bushing up in there and get it on with the tool and the finger together. So I found, after doing some research, that this kit is going to apply to almost every model from 1996 to 2006. And I may have to put in 3 bushings because I'm not sure in every single model that you're going to have the exact combination of bushings. But we do know now that these 3 tools, and by the way, this is the tool that gets the clip on and off the rod, and those clips, they've modified them slightly, but not enough to change their use of this clip tool. I had Ryan come in here and replace the rear shift bushing using the shift bushing tool, and I had Jerson come in after we had developed this tool, put this on the front shift lever on the transmission, and you're going to see why we had to come up with this tool. And then Jerson went outside and put his ML up on ramps, and he got under it and replaced his 2 bushings, also using these 2 tools. So now I'm going to take you back to yesterday and show you how we pull that off. We're getting ready to put a new shift bushing in this SL500. Let's go underneath and take a look how that's done. I've been showing Ryan that the bushings on these later model R129s with a V8 are slightly different than the rear bushing. The rear bushing is wider. You can see that, the width. And then look down here at this front bushing. Now the bushings we sell are black, but it's the same situation. You have different bushings for the front and rear on some of these models. Here you can see the lever, and that bushing was totally gone, just rattling around. So the rod is disconnected, and we're going to reach up in there and squeeze that new bushing in place. Take a look at that. Isn't that slick?
This clip tool, man, between Between the bushing tool and the clip tool together, I remember the first time you made me suffer and try to put in a shift bushing without telling me that there's a tool for that, right? And then you say, oh, hey, well, you know, what would make that easier? What if we had a tool? Well, what if we did? And I'll tell you what, between the bushing tool just pressing it in exactly how it should, I was trying to use all sorts of needle nose and channel locks to try to press that thing in and just wasn't, but a little bit of grease, these pliers makes all the difference. And then the clip, man, I was, I had a flat blade in the clip and it was springing off all over and I was chasing it around the shop. And man, I just did that job in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you know, whereas I struggled for at least a half hour before. So if you're ever wondering if this is worth the money, just do it. It's going to make your life so much easier.
Since we discovered our regular shift bushing tool didn't work very well on these very soft, smaller bushings, we decided to come up with another tool that would make it easier to install them with. And we wanted something simple, and this is what Jerson came up with. You know, just a little pry tool that's been modified at the tip, rounded out to hold the bushing. And look, he's going to push the bushing right on the end like that, and that'll hold it in place. And then now he's going to reach up in there and install the bushing on the shift lever, if he can find the right location. It's dark up in there.
Okay, Kenny is just laughing at me that can find the right location. Now see, I'm gonna shoot it right in the middle of that rubber piece right there, and I'm gonna shoot it right there is the right location.
You know, Jerson, I should have filmed this before you fixed the bushings in this ML. What's your prognosis on this job?
Oh, it's not very easy. It's not that easy for the back one, you know, the one to go right here and here. It's not much easier, but the one in the front is very easy to do.
So the one in the front, you were able to use our bushing tool.
Our bushing tools, you just go easy, you know.
And that's the wider bushing, right?
Yeah,
the wider green bushing. So
then we have this one in the back. As you can see, this one is a little different, and you can do it.
Yeah, but it did not work. The back one did not work with the shift bushing tool.
No, it doesn't work.
All right, are you happy now?
Oh yeah, look at this.
All right, now you're ready to cruise again.
See, look, it's not any movement in there. The one in the front for the transmission was completely gone. And then, you know, you have a lot of, you know, movement in this transmission linkage. So,
all right.
How much it gonna cost me to replace it?
I'm gonna charge you nothing because you're such a good guy.
Thank you very much, man.